The apps and games that are at the top of the grossing charts on any of the different platform stores are generally using IAPs in order to drive that revenue. That's where the bulk of it's coming from. And there's a couple key things that they keep in mind when app developers are determining which IAPs they should offer and how to price them. First and foremost, when choosing which items to offer as in-app purchases, you have to make sure that the items are content that enriches the game. I wouldn't rely on just having something that prevents ads from being shown, or maybe just one or two variations in graphics or things like that. It has to really be something that stands out and takes somebody who may have never paid and turns them into a paying user. There are a few different forms of IAPs. The first are content. So if you want to offer new items, perhaps new maps if it's a game, that falls under content. The second is functionality. So if there's a different way to use your app or game, perhaps a different mode, perhaps you want to unlock different weapons that might dramatically change the gameplay experience, that would fall under functionality. There are also services. So if you're building an app or a game where there are services that you need to offer that aren't necessarily something that you can do really quickly within the game itself, perhaps there's a superior level of support if you're offering an app that's a little bit more sophisticated. That's another type of IAP that you can offer. Finally, there's subscriptions. If you're doing an app that functions a bit more like a magazine or a game that requires a multiplayer subscription in order to connect online, this is where subscriptions lie. They're probably the least popular just because the use cases are a little bit more limited, but they're no less valuable than any of the other types of IAPs that you can offer. So IAPs can be consumable, use them once, and that's it. They can be non-consumable, so something like an additional map pack that somebody should always have access to is a non-consumable. There are different types of subscriptions that you can offer. You can offer a free subscription, an auto-renewing subscription, a non-renewing subscription, and it really depends on what you think people are most likely to purchase, and all of this can be tested, so you don't have to determine right off the bat how this is going to go. When you're selecting IAPs, it's important to select a wide range of price points, anything from the lowest up to the highest. Somebody will always buy whatever that highest point IAP is, and there's no reason to prevent yourself from getting that revenue. Even if it might seem a little absurd that somebody wants to spend $99 on a coin pack, there will be somebody who inevitably wants to spend $99 on a coin pack. It's important to offer that range, all the way from the lowest to the highest, and then a good mix in between. Amazon generally recommends at least 12 price points. I think that might be a little overkill, but somewhere in that neighborhood is probably right. Finally, for any of your IAPs, it's extremely important that the non-consumables can be restored. You get a lot of backlash from the platforms if you have all of these IAPs that people are purchasing, yet they can't get them back on their device. You also see a significant user backlash there, which won't be good in the long run.